The film opens with a tale from a millennium ago, depicting a once tranquil kingdom that fell into turmoil when marauding monsters attacked, leaving devastation in their wake. Yet, in the darkest hour, a hero emerged, Glorith, who valiantly banished the creatures and vowed to safeguard the city. She instituted a tradition of training knights and decreed that her descendants would continue to protect the realm for generations to come. Fast forward 1,000 years, and the bustling city of Lordome is abuzz with anticipation and tension as two aspiring knights, Nate and Davis, announce the imminent commencement of the knighting ceremony. The event marks the selection of new knights, including Ballister Boldheart, hailing from commoner lineage, and Ambrosius, a direct descendant of Glorith. Ballister faces skepticism from the populace as his humble origins clash with the ideals of knighthood. In the gallery, Ballister ponders his chances of becoming a knight, finding solace in the presence of his boyfriend, Ambrosius. Ambrosius offers unwavering support, declaring Ballister as the true hero of the realm and providing a comforting presence. In the cadet dressing room, the atmosphere is charged as the trainees gather. Among them, one cadet bullies Ballister, belittling him as a charity case. The room falls into order as the director enters, motivating the cadets to embody the spirit of Glorith. She singles out Ballister, offering words of encouragement. Ambrosius playfully teases Ballister, dubbing him the teacher's pet. As Ballister steps into the Grand Dome, he is awestruck by the multitude of onlookers gathered for the ceremony. Even the Queen herself is present to officiate the pronouncement of the new knights. When Ballister's turn arrives, the Queen surprises everyone with a special announcement. Knighthood is open to all descendants, so long as they prove their worth, just as Ballister has done. Amidst the cheers and applause of the crowd, Queen congratulates Ballister wholeheartedly. Yet, a calamity befalls the stage as Ballister's sword inadvertently electrocutes the Queen, sending her to the ground. Sensing impending danger, Ambrosius reacts swiftly, attacking Ballister with his sword. Ambrosius severs Ballister's weapon arm, causing a massive lead light fixture to crash to the stage. Ballister is now accused of regicide and becomes a fugitive, even as dissenting voices within Nimona vilify him. In the days following the incident, Ballister works to fashion a new arm for himself in secret. Unexpectedly, a knock on his door startles him. Armed with a makeshift weapon, Ballister cautiously answers the door, only to find Nimona standing there. Identifying herself as his boss, Nimona rummages through Ballister's belongings and hands him a portfolio of peculiar drawings, offering her services as a psychic ally seeking vengeance against the world that rejected him. Nimona proposes to assist Ballister in proving his innocence, referencing drawings on his wall which she dubs a villain murder wall. Ballister counters her characterization, instead referring to it as an innocence wall, a claim that disappoints Nimona. Ballister leaves his hidden lair, determined to clear his name, but is swiftly arrested without the chance to explain. Despite the director's lingering trepidation about Ballister, she acknowledges her own foolishness in trusting him, a lapse that resulted in the Queen's tragic fate. Ballister pleads for an audience with Ambrosius, but the director dismisses his plea, citing Ambrosius' own devastation. Ballister's spirits plummet as the director departs. A surprise awaits him in the prison when Nimona appears, offering a daring escape plan. However, executing the plan proves far from seamless as Nimona shatters the locks. As they make their escape, Ballister takes the lead, urging Nimona to remain hidden and cautious, to no avail. Nimona's headstrong actions result in destruction, shattering statues and equipment as they flee. As they make their escape, an alarm blares, alerting the Knights of the Institute who give chase. Ballister questions Nimona about her destructive plan, to which she retorts that her approach is superior to his broody idea of a Romanian prison. In the midst of their argument, they encounter Ambrosius, a new knight who's taken aback by Ballister's missing arm. As the knights close in, Nimona drags Ballister into a room and jolts him with a sharp smack, urging him to snap out of his brooding. She reminds him that everyone believes he's the Queen's killer, and that no amount of effort will change that. Nimona reassures Ballister that she has a peculiar plan to get them out of this predicament. With little time to spare, Ballister solemnly vows not to panic, and in an instant, Nimona transforms into a massive rhinoceros, overpowering the pursuing knights and running over Ambrosius. The duo manages to escape, with Nimona transforming into various forms, before finally reverting to her human form. Ballister regains consciousness in his secret lair, where Nimona offers him breakfast tacos. Bewildered by how long he's been unconscious, Ballister finds that Nimona has drastically altered the appearance of his hideout. She proudly displays new weapons and a transformed murder wall. Bits of Ballister's memory return, prompting him to label Nimona as a monster. A resolute and fierce Nimona admonishes him for the term and refuses to be belittled. Ballister is left pondering Nimona's nature and motives. She confesses her boredom and explains that since everyone already despises him, she's motivated to assist him. Gazing at the murder wall, Ballister deduces that the squire might possess vital information. Nimona eagerly agrees to help locate the squire, who was the one who provided Ballister with the ill-fated sword. However, Ballister hesitates at Nimona's unconventional and potentially ruthless methods. She challenges him, playing hard to get until he eventually gives in to her insistence. Nimona lays out a condition: she must be his permanent sidekick. Ballister agrees, and Nimona playfully transforms into a shark, teasing him. Meanwhile, at the Institute, the knights gather the remnants of the destroyed establishment. The director expresses disbelief that Ballister was rescued by a girl, an ostrich, and a whale. Todd accuses Ambrosius of being aware of Ballister's accomplices. The director reprimands them, stressing the seriousness of the situation and the fact that a dangerous villain remains at large. Todd is determined to take the lead in apprehending Ballister and locking him behind bars. However, Ambrosius steps forward, asserting his desire to locate Ballister due to their close connection. Recognizing Ambrosius as a direct descendant of Glorith, the director grants him permission to track down Ballister. Ambrosius promptly mobilizes the knights, ordering them to locate Ballister at any cost. As the knights scour every corner for the elusive Ballister, the one-armed man is en route to find the squire with Nimona, who has transformed into a cat. Ballister implores Nimona to follow his lead to prevent unnecessary harm. Yet, Nimona remains unfazed by his warnings, morphing into a human with wings. Their attention is diverted by a broadcast message from the director, urging citizens to remain calm. Ballister suggests an underground route, advocating the use of the Vanquisher Square station to divert the knights' attention. Nimona transforms into Ballister, creating a commotion that draws the knights away. Predictably, she reverts to a cat, slipping onto a train with Ballister. In the surveillance room, Ambrosius and his fellow knights finally spot Ballister at the train station. Ambrosius receives information about the train's destination, the market, and the knights swiftly converge, ready to capture Ballister and his accomplice. Nimona employs her cunning, flying to the roof of the market with Ballister disguised as a giant monkey. Spotting the squire, they approach him. Nimona transforms into a little boy, seeking the squire's aid, but he adamantly refuses, prompting Nimona to take matters into her own hands and forcefully bring him along. Meanwhile, a woman compels Ballister to purchase a newly designed aircraft. This aircraft later proves instrumental as Ballister and Nimona make their getaway, deflecting arrows with the flying vehicle. They find a secure location, where Ballister tenderly extracts an arrow from Nimona's leg. As they bond and converse without quarreling, Ballister tends to Nimona's wound from his earlier shot. Astonishingly, the child barely registers pain. The squire draws their attention from the trunk, prompting a confession from him. Supported by evidence, he reveals that the director switched Ballister's sword, and Ambrosius was complicit in this deception. The revelation leaves Ballister feeling a mix of anger and disappointment. Nimona remains unfazed, urging Ballister to upload the incriminating video. Ballister, however, resists the idea, intending to confront Ambrosius with the evidence. Nimona opposes this course of action as well. In agreement with the plan, Nimona stands ready to create chaos if the situation turns unfavorable. Approaching the Institute, they encounter Ambrosius and the director. Ballister prepares to reveal the incriminating video to Ambrosius, but Todd reacts swiftly, shooting the phone from Ballister's grasp, mistaking it for a weapon. Ambrosius becomes suspicious of his friend, pressing for information about Nimona. He draws his sword, an action that wounds Ballister emotionally. Fueled by frustration and following Nimona's lead, Ballister unleashes his anger, causing destruction as he engages in a fight with the knights, and Nimona transformed into a massive monkey. Amidst the chaotic battle, Ambrosius finally manages to converse with Ballister. He questions the identity of the young child, Nimona. Ballister defends her, and as the conflict intensifies, Todd corners Ballister and electrocutes Nimona. Undeterred, Nimona emerges even stronger, defeating their assailants by transforming into a fearsome dragon. However, the situation escalates as a monster attack alarm blares. Nimona rescues a young boy and she transforms into a young girl, but the child labels her a monster. Enraged, Nimona nearly exposes herself, but Ballister intervenes to protect her. Contemplating his own failures, Ballister comes to an understanding with Nimona regarding the Institute, the murder wall, and Ambrosius. Nimona proposes a solution. She'll stay behind and put an end to the chaos by confronting the director herself. With the plan in motion, they infiltrate the Institute, triumphantly affixing the director's pictures to the murder wall. Meanwhile, Ambrosius storms into the director's office, demanding answers about Ballister's allegations. However, the director swiftly turns the tables, plunging a sword into Ambrosius after confessing her crimes. However, it turns out that it was Nimona in disguise. In the midst of this chaos, Ballister bursts in, triumphant over finally securing a recording of the director's admission. They hastily leave the scene, and then the real Ambrosius bursts in. Ballister and Nimona quickly upload the footage, capturing the attention of the entire kingdom. The two celebrate their success, rekindling their bond. However, Ambrosius seeks an audience with Ballister, transmitting a coded message to meet at the Antlers Serpent Bar. There, Ambrosius implores Ballister to distance himself from Nimona, portraying her as evil and manipulative. He presents an old scroll found in the Institute's vault, referring to Nimona as the glorious monster. Ballister rejects Ambrosius's claims and walks away, prompting Ambrosius to follow, beseeching him to destroy Nimona. Returning home, Ballister finds Nimona asleep. He utters the term monster, inciting her anger. Unbeknownst to them, Todd has trailed Ballister and now intrudes upon their secret lair. Nimona flees into the woods, her emotions escalating. In a long-awaited scene, Nimona finally shares her backstory. She reveals her past friendship with Glorith, the kingdom's savior. Glorith once accepted her true form, but a turning point shattered their bond when Glorith denied her aid at a crucial moment. Nimona's thoughts turn to her haunting past, and she undergoes a transformation, assuming her monstrous true form. As Nimona approaches, Todd and the other knights corner Ballister, realizing that Glorith Dove is in jeopardy. Ambrosius attempts to pacify the streets and reassure the populace, but the situation deteriorates. The ominous growls of Nimona reverberate, signaling her impending arrival. Chaos engulfs the city as Nimona emerges. The night drones engage with her, but Nimona's attention fixates on the Institute, her gaze revealing her intent. Observing the escalating crisis, the director issues an order to direct the cannon towards the city, aiming to eliminate the monster. Ignoring Ambrosius's pleas, she dismisses the potential collateral damage, intent on eradicating Nimona. Unfazed, Nimona resolves to put an end to the chaos. As she approaches the sword's tip, Ballister intervenes, pushing her away. Apologizing, he acknowledges her solitude, and in a transformative moment, Nimona reverts to her human form. Despite the relief, Nimona sustains severe injuries, collapsing into Ballister's arms. Meanwhile, Ambrosius thwarts the director's attempt to fire the cannons, highlighting the risks of their stance against Nimona. The director retaliates, launching an attack and activating the cannon. In a climactic turn, Nimona confronts both the director and the cannon. The ensuing encounter shrouds the scene in darkness and silence. Amidst the chaos, Ambrosius finds his way to Ballister, providing solace. As the dust settles and the city regains its calm, Ballister's freedom is restored. Ballister and Ambrosius reconcile, rekindling their friendship. However, Nimona's fate remains uncertain, and her absence is palpable. The citizens of Glorydom hail Nimona as a hero, celebrating her self-sacrifice. Ballister returns to the secret lair he shared with Nimona, rearranging it and pinning a drawing to the wall. The familiar sound of knocking at the door interrupts his thoughts. Believing it to be Nimona, Ballister opens the door, only to find a sense of her lingering presence, a poignant reminder of their intertwined journey. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more interesting movies.